The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Happy Friday, y'all. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hope you all are having a wonderful Friday. I'm seeing in the system that we are live on YouTube. Not sure what's happening in the Facebook group, but we are live on YouTube. So welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. For those of you who may be new and this is your first time joining, my name is Nichica Melton and I am your simplified productivity coach. And what that means is I equip high achieving professionals and entrepreneurs just like yourself to help you transform chaos into clarity. And I'm going to say that again slow. Transform chaos, that feeling of overwhelm, into clarity, unlocking productivity, profit, peace, and balance. That's what I do. That's who I am. And I want to welcome you to Profitable and Productive Friday. So we're going to jump right in, and I am going to share a screen with you all. All right, so let's move this bad boy out the way. If you remember from the first video that we did, we went through the circle of life, which is at the beginning of the Prophet's Planner. And if you see me looking down, I am checking my phone for questions and comments. So don't be alarmed. We are trying to handle things as best as we can. And sometimes that requires me to look in my phone and respond to questions. So if you were on very beginning, this page looks familiar. It's the circle of life. If you were not on, if you go to the front of the Book Profits Club, Profits Planner, you will see this page. Before you start doing anything else, I want you to complete this. You need to complete this. Okay? And right here, although it says tips, these are instructions. You can also go back to the initial video. You can also go to mindingmybusiness.vip and book a call with me. Okay? But it is imperative that you complete this first. This sets the stage for everything else you're going to be doing. It eliminates the guessing game. It eliminates doing work that's unnecessary for right now, because everything has its place and everything has its season. Okay? So let me get rid of that. Oh no, we don't want to clear the page. We're going to shrink it down. All right, now we are going to get to our goal setting. The last session that we had together, I went over the steps for doing goal setting for business owners. Again, we're dealing with our hypothetical person. I don't want to cover that up. Our hypothetical person today, because I know everybody on this live, everybody in this group, everybody on the YouTube, not every single person is a business owner. Some people have a 9 to 5. And as I have said many, 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 many times before, some people do both. How do I know that? Because I'm one of those people. We do both. Work that 9 to 5, and then we have our 5 to 9. So, this is going to help you in that professional area. What we're going to do, because this goal sheet, again, always read the instructions, is for a month. We are planning for a month. The Profits Planner itself is a 90-day planner. So you have several of these sheets in the planner to get you through that 90 days. Not just get through it, but navigate it in a successful manner. Okay? Let me turn down my phone just in case some questions come up in the chat and I can get to it. All right. So, our start date, I'm going to put in today. Due date is 30 days from today. How do I know? This is a monthly goal setting template. So we're going to put June 23rd, 2025. Oh, break it down, break it down, break it down. Okay, I'm looking on the YouTube and you all cannot see my Zoom screen. And that's a problem. Okay, hold on. Let's get this right. Let me add a scene. Add to the scene. And then go to see if that will bring the Zoom up. And it's not. Okay. Let's go back. We're going to stop sharing because for whatever reason that's not working. And we are going to add the sheets to this screen. I like doing it on Zoom because the whiteboard does better. Let's see. Can y'all see that? Yeah, but that's not the whiteboard. Okay, hold on. This is the goal setting sheet that we're going to be working from. And let me go back. Because y'all couldn't see the circle of life sheet that I was talking about either. So let's bring that up real quick. And then we're going to see if we can't get this whiteboard to working. So this is the circle of life sheet that I was talking about earlier. Okay. This is the one that I said is at the beginning of the planner. You want to make sure that you get this done. This part right here that says tips, it's the instructions. Follow those. If you have any issues, if you have any additional questions, you can put it in on the replay. You can also book a call with me, mindingmybusiness.vip. Mindingmybusiness.vip. Okay? So that was the circle of life sheet. Let's see. We can get this whiteboard to work and share. If not, I will just talk through it and we will get it done. Okay. Let me make sure y'all can hear me. Okay. This one is a little harder to navigate because it's hard to see this print. I mean, I had 20/20 vision with my glasses on, but good God from Zion. Shit. Okay, it's coming into view. All right. So this is our goal setting sheet. And I actually want to do text because writing on this one, let me see if it'll let me do it. Oh, we don't want extra large. Good gracious. Okay. So we've got 5. Oh, no. Well, no, that's too big. Let's go to the small. 5. Let's do it here, small. 523.25. And then end date a month from today. Now this is not going to be as neat as Zoom. Y'all just bear with me. It is not going to be as neat. Let's see. So this is the professional. So with the professional goals, you're thinking about your job. You're thinking about your career, and those are literally two different things. And I can see it looks a little small on YouTube. So bear with me, y'all. We're trying to work through these technical things. Let's see, does that help? No. Does that help? No. Mm-mm. So this is going to be the professional, whether you are looking at career or job, you've got goals for it. We're going to take it from the aspect of you're looking to move forward. Okay. It could look completely different if you were looking to leave. Okay. If you were planning your exit strategy, that's a whole different set of worms. And these lines are not going to be perfectly lined up. Let's see. And if you are watching on YouTube, on my phone, I actually turned my phone landscape and I was able to enlarge the screen. I'm not sure what you would have to do if you're on a computer, but if you're on your phone, turn your phone landscape left to right, and then take your fingers and enlarge it, just like you were going to do a picture. And I can see the thing, I can see everything perfectly. All right, so with the professional, one of the things that this person needed to do was personal development. And this is within their job. Let's do that. And again, this person wants to go further in their job. So if this is you and you're at a place that you like, or, because I mean, real talk, the place you're at is not necessarily where you want to stay, but their training is amazing. So you want to take advantage of some of the training that's going on so that you can go to get a better job. I ain't mad at you. Do what you got to do, okay? What I'm going to tell you is you make sure you read that fine print, because some of the trainings that are offered come with some strings. And that's all I'm going to say right there, okay? Now you see right here your goal progress. As you go through the month, you're going to mark how far away you are from reaching the goal. That's your 100%. Since this is day one, we are at 0. Okay? We are at 0. So we are starting. Now, our action steps. And like I said, this is, I'm not on Zoom. Let me see if it'll let me erase. And once you come in, be sure to put your city and state in the chat. Let us know where you're chiming in from. Give us a little shout out and say hello. We are glad to have you here. So we're going to try to shift these up. All righty. And we're going to have to shift it again, because we got to get to our action steps. Okay. So I'm going to just move that up there. And we're going to put these over here. Those are our beginning and end dates. So action steps. Yes, there are obvious things that you need to do. And if you watch the last video, what I shared with you was, although you're putting these action steps, it looks like they're in order. This is not order of completion. This is you brainstorming. And you may go back once you get into this process, once you start actually trying to accomplish the goal, you may go back and change your action steps. Please don't be stressed about that. That's okay. Because once you start the goal, whatever the goal is, you're going to have a little bit more wisdom about what's needed and what you're willing to do. Notice I didn't say what you can do, what you are willing to do. Because there's a lot of things I can do. But then there's also a lot of things that's going to get a hard no because I don't want to do it. Can we just be honest with ourselves? And that's what you have to be when you're setting your goals. What am I willing and able to do? What am I willing and able to do? Because those are two different things. So when we look at the personal development for the career, for the job, we did the entrepreneur thing last time, but the process is the same. And I'm going over this multiple times because I want it to click. Sometimes our brain creates barriers that don't exist. And when we shift, we forget the discipline, we forget the process. So I'm going over it multiple times to get it ingrained, okay? So this person is going to meet, can I spell on today? Evidently I can't. Meet with their supervisor. Wait a second. Yeah. I need help the people. And they're going to meet with their supervisor to find out what trainings or classes they need to take based on the path they want to go. They want to meet with their supervisor and see what classes they should be taking in order to help them with that path. Now, if you are that person and you work for Shady Grady, your supervisor is not not somebody that is helpful, not somebody that you get along with. You would probably not have that as an action step. And that's okay. Then what you should be doing, or some other options of what you can do, and I'm including these on the action steps, you can, let's say, check website for classes. So you could actually go on the company website, the section that's for employees, because when you did your orientation, there should have been a portal or something that HR went over. And you are going to check that portal, check that website for trainings. And you're going to look for the free ones first. You're going to look for the free ones first. The other thing, if you didn't get that information from HR, you're going to talk to HR. That's one of the things that they're there for. Or you're going to talk to the company or department trainer. What classes can I take? Show me how to navigate the website. One of the best things to do is learn how to ask for help. Don't feel like you have to figure it out all on your own. No person is an island. If you choose to be an island, you choose to be stressed. And we don't want you to be stressed. So you've got 3 areas that you can go to, and you may do all 3. I don't know. Because HR may tell you where the portal is or where the site is and say, well, they're adding stuff all the time, so I don't know what all the classes are, blah, blah, blah. So you may check all 3. The other thing that we would have to do, that very important step of budgeting and planning for the non-free classes. You want to budget and plan for the non-free and the free classes. Are these classes things that you can take on your lunch break? Are there things that you can do online and do it on your own time at home, do on the weekends? Are they virtual or in-person classes that you actually have to register for? If you're not trying to get a promotion and you're just trying, not just, you're trying to sharpen skill sets, is your supervisor, is your manager gonna get notified that you're taking the classes? Do you want them to get notified? All these are important questions, and they're part of the planning process. Because if you don't want them to get notified, then you got to make sure that when you register for the classes that it's not. These are questions that you would want to ask. Part of your planning process may be to ask other employees, what trainings have you done? What classes have you done? And even in that, you got to be careful with what you say. I just want to sharpen my skills. I'm feeling a little rusty, a little dusty, and leave it at that. And then the obvious last step would be to schedule and take the classes. Okay. What just happened? All right. Y'all don't pay any attention to me when I break out in a song, child. When puzzling things start happening, that's how I comfort myself. That's how I comfort myself. We watch and we don't judge. Trying to make this get clear. Okay, obstacles and challenges. And we've talked about some of them as we've been doing our action steps. And so what you can do as you're creating your goals and you start writing down your action steps, the obstacles and challenges are going to start coming. You can go ahead and write them down so you don't forget. Okay? You don't have to fill all the action steps side down and then go and do obstacles and challenges. Don't make this hard. Do not make this hard. This sheet is for your benefit. Remember that. It is for your benefit. Okay? So one of the obstacles, let's see if it'll let me come over here. Here we go. It's getting close. Oh, there we go. That's as close as it's going to let me get. One of the obstacles could be cost. That's a reality because not all of them are going to be free. That could be an obstacle. Another obstacle could be time. Because you don't know yet when the classes are available, when the trainings are available. The other reality is may have to, let me put weekends and evenings. You may have to sacrifice your weekends and your evenings. Again, this is one of those things where you ask yourself, am I willing to do that? Because if what the company is offering requires you to sacrifice weekends and evenings, then you may have to go to one of our favorite universities, YouTube. You may have to sit in your car, okay, and be a student in YouTube University if you're not willing during your lunch break. if you're not willing to sacrifice weekends and evenings. And then depending on the situation, if you're trying to keep it hush hush, nosy coworkers, what you doing? What you doing? You know they exist. That's could be another obstacle or a challenge. Okay. When we talk about who will help, that's the next section. Let me see if it'll automatically go down. It did a little bit. Let's see. Who will help? Well, we already mentioned coworkers, and I'll type that in. We already mentioned YouTube University, which although we joke about it, everything under the sun is on YouTube. The question is, if you have to have a certified training, then YouTube can help you sharpen, but most certified trainings, with the exception of, I think Google has some free ones, with the exception of that, most certified trainings are going to cost you. So who will help? Coworkers, potentially. We got YouTube University. Possibly Google. I'll just put online. And you can go through. And again, this is the same process for every single goal. And I'm going to tell you something. I hear people talk about, I'm stressed, I'm feeling overwhelmed, da 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 da. I promise you, it's because you've got everything in your head, which is starting to get jumbled up, and it's popping out at you at random times. Oh, did you forget? Oh, I got to do. You're not writing it down. You're not going through this process that organizes it, that puts it on a 30-day journey, that makes it realistic. Remember, we talked about the SMART goals in the beginning, and I'm going to bring that back because our next broadcast, we're gonna talk about the goal setting based on what we did here. How do we translate this into actionable goals? So we're gonna dust that off a little bit. You have to write it down. You have to write it down, because let me tell you something. I don't care how smart you are. The smart people write stuff down. Okay? The people who are successful and are either on their way to making their monetary goal, or they've already hit it, they write it down. They put it in order. And I'm not talking about 50 gazillion Post-it notes looking like you got the measles or something. Your walls breaking out with chicken pox. Don't do that. I'm not talking about that. That is not the way to do it. It is not the way to do it. You map it out. This is the beginning of your map. This is your brainstorming session. This is what you're doing right now on this goal setting sheet. You are brainstorming. And as I said earlier, once you actually start doing the goal, or even when you start creating the specific goals, you may come back and tweak this. This is not permanent. It's the only way it's written in Sharpie is if you write it in Sharpie. So what I would encourage you to do is either write this in pencil or an erasable pen, because it can very well change. Sometimes when we create goals, when we're brainstorming for our goals, we become zealous and we start writing down all this stuff because we're excited and we're going to conquer the world and we're going to eat that elephant and we're going to wolf it down. And then you start getting into it and you got indigestion and you got headaches and you're stressed because it was too much to take on. And if you've never heard that phrase, the smartest way, the best way, the most effective way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. Don't try to take it all on. So get it out of your head and get it on this paper. And again, if you're that person that says, I need to be coached through this, because the thought of doing this, I've got so much in my head, I don't even know where to begin. Then you need to go to mindingmybusiness.vip, mindingmybusiness.vip, and let's get to work. Because this process is going to minimize your stress, overwhelm, chaotic levels. Okay? So this is like a short list of who will help. Let's shift our stuff over. Okay. That acronym right there, if this is your first time on the call, that acronym stands for what's in it for me. What am I going to get out of it? What is the result that I'm looking for at the end of this 30 days? What is the end result? Remember, this is a 30-day goal setting sheet. So this isn't your end result for the end of the year. Lord have mercy. This is, what is my end result? What is my end goal at the end of the 30 days? Let's say by the end of the 30 days, I would have identified where to, hit the enter button, where to find classes, and let's say, and schedule my first 2 classes. Not complete, schedule. Not complete, schedule. What the words that you choose to use are going to determine how high or how low your blood pressure is. It is going to determine it. I'm telling you. Let me put identify. So at the end of this 30 days, you're going to know where to get the classes. And you're going to schedule 2 classes at the end of the 30 days. Now, I don't see any questions in YouTube. So for those of you, if you're on right now and you have a question, ask. If there's something you want me to go back over again, if there's something that isn't making sense, ask your questions. Ask your questions. This is your time. If you're watching the replay, put your question in the comments and put replay beside of it. Now, the process that I just went through, the steps are the same. Your start date, and it's not real if it doesn't have a start and an end. Okay? So don't skip that part, because what your mind will say, your subconscious mind will say, I can do it whenever. Your subconscious mind will not put a priority on it. Everything else will get done except for this. And according to the circle of life sheet that you did, this is important. And again, for those of you just joining, the circle of life is something that you got to do, got to fill out, because it's going to create the priorities for you. So whatever your goal is, start, end, simple version of the goal. Action items. This is your brainstorming. They don't have to be worded perfectly. You can come back and change them. What obstacles and challenges are you going to face? Do you know all of them? No. Do you need to list all of them? No, because you will talk yourself out of the goal. With your obstacles and challenges, you're going to hit the most important ones. Which ones could possibly derail me if I don't plan for it? If I'm not honest with myself? Okay? And whether this is for your professional or your business, actually, these three obstacles could potentially be an obstacle for every goal, to be quite honest. Am I willing to give up my weekends and evenings? How much time am I honestly willing to dedicate to this? And what's my budget? What's my budget? And being honest with yourself. Because what you may find out is, I wanted to do this quarter, but actually now that I've mapped it out, I need to table this. I'm not ready for this yet. There's some other things I need to do in order to prepare to even start this goal. It's better that you be honest with yourself versus create higher levels of stress, spinning wheels in the mud, because the reality is you're not willing and able. And it's got to be both. You may be able, but you're not willing. You may be willing, but you're not able. It's got to be both, willing and able. And then who can help? Obviously, it's not going to be an exhausted list. And I'm going to tell you something. If nobody else says it to you, you heard it here. Everybody can't help you. And listen, I'm feeling ebonical right now, okay? I'm feeling a little ebonical. Everybody can't help you. Everybody can't know what you're doing, because everybody ain't going to support you. So this is not the place to put the comforting or that the affirming, who's going to help me reach this goal? Who are the missing pieces of the puzzle that can connect the dots for me? This is not the woo, 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 pat on the back. You got your besties for that. And after the goal, as you have different wins, you can go celebrate. You can create the check marks for celebration if you've gotten certain things done. This is all about who can connect the dots, who can get me to that next step, who can hold me accountable. So you can put your accountability partner here. And in BPC, in the last few meetings, we talked about accountability partners. And if you are a BPC member and you don't have an accountability partner, all you have to do is go into the Telegram chat and say, hey, y'all, I need an accountability partner. Is anyone willing to be that for me? You talk offline with the person, see if y'all are a good fit. Bada bing, bada boom, bop, bop. It's done. So your accountability partner definitely should go there. Always, with every goal, your accountability partner, because they're going to help you take this progress to 100% in 30 days or less. Now, I've seen some of my clients, because they have that clear frame and they're following what I'm teaching them. They're not trying to rewrite the script, so to speak. They're getting things done and done quickly. They are moving through. Whereas when they first started, they had actually decided in their mind that the goal wasn't worth it, even though it was something they had been wanting to do for years. But they were so overwhelmed. They said, it's not worth it. I'm not going to do it. They swept it under the rug until they started working with me. And I showed them how to break it down. They followed the process. You will have some things, if you are diligent, it won't even take you 30 days. Congratulations to you. Okay? Congratulations to you, because that means you're zoned in. And then there are some things, because of all of the moving parts, it actually may take you longer than 30 days. Let's play that out real quick. Let's say when you start researching the classes, when you start researching the trainings, we're in May right now. They may not have another one until, they may not have a class until July. That's way outside of your end date. Because your end result was two-part: identify where to find the classes and schedule to. What if they don't allow you to schedule it until end of June? Because the class is the end of July. There's so many different things that could come into play. And then that's where you come back and you make your adjustment, because those are things that are out of your control. You can't change that. So when it's outside of your control, you roll with it. You don't have, if this is what you want to do, then you make the necessary adjustments and you roll. Okay? So that's 2 goal setting sheets that we have completed. Let me say, I know I have not gotten the new link yet, or it may be the same one, but I know that the Profits Planner has been revamped. is smaller. Because the other one was like, it's a little, I've got it right here. It was like a little bit bigger than an 8 by 10 sheet of paper. It wasn't thick, because again, it's a 90-day planner. But this one is smaller, it's wire. It's got the little the rings on it. So if you are not following Coach Taria on Instagram, make sure you're following her so that you get notified on when the drop is going to be for the new planners. If you would like to get assistance, and I'm serious, and you're saying, well, Nichica, girl, can you help me for free? I am in this live. I am in this live. You got to be on this live, baby. But if you want one-on-one coaching, yes, it does cost. But when I tell you the end result, oh my gosh, for a coach to see their clients exhale, because they come in so stressed and overwhelmed and ready to just give up. And even after the first session, they're breathing again. That's what I want for you. And I have heard many BPC members who are new talk about how overwhelming things are because there's so much to learn. Yes, there is. And you know what? We're always learning, all of us. All of us. Your job is to take one bite at a time. Your job is to prioritize what needs to be done now. And if you need help with that, because that's what I do, I'm a simplified productivity coach. I bring clarity to chaos. I bring balance. I show you which bite, help you see which bite you need to take first. Okay? Mindingmybusiness.vip. Mindingmybusiness.vip to schedule that time with me. And I would also encourage you, if you have not joined yet, and I'm checking my phone for comments. I keep telling y'all I'll be looking down. If you have not joined my Facebook group yet, then what you need to do, hallelujah, is go to Minding My Business, Simple Strategies for More Peace, Productivity, and Profit. There's more than one Minding My Business Facebook group, if they're still active. So you want to go to Minding My Business, Simple Strategies, and it should come up. All right. And in there, I've got tips. You can also DM me. We'll figure out a schedule to work together. I'm here. I'm here. So I know this is the beginning of the Memorial Day weekend. So I hope you all have a fantabulous weekend. And I will see you back. We do this every second and fourth Friday. Our next session, we're actually going to start breaking down the goals and prioritizing. Okay? Now, I had given y'all some homework before based on the entrepreneurial goal setting sheet that I did. And that homework was to clean out your email. Organize your email. Unsubscribe from all those unnecessary things that you're getting that you don't even open up. As soon as you see it, you hit delete. Unsubscribe. Create your folders to put your emails in. Because I'm going to tell you something. Real story. Had a business owner. They did it by accident, but they did it. They hit that little box that highlights all the emails in your inbox, and they clicked delete. And then their spouse came in behind them, not knowing what had happened, and emptied that trash folder. Real story, real story, real story. Can we talk about the blood pressure and the heart dropping for them? When I say the entire inbox was gone, except what was in the folders. Life happens, but you can do things in advance to prevent the foolishness. Okay? So take this time, if you were not on before, clean that email up, create the folders, unsubscribe, do some deletions. Let's get organized. Let's be productive and profitable. Thank you guys for spending time with me, and I will see you back again. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.